Welcome to my channel. This is Lemurian Donna Carol, and as the name suggests, I am a Lemurian, and this channel is about all things Lemurian and beyond. Especially, it has channelings from the Lemurian Mother Goddess who started the civilization in ancient Lemuria. So today I'm going to do a short channeling. And I want to give you an Ascension update from my perspective. So I want to say that, first of all, I don't listen to other channels or mediums or prophets for the most part because I want to keep my channel pure and my information pure. So the information that I'm giving is from my direct experiences, and I don't expect anyone to buy what I'm saying hook, line, and sinker, but I am a mystic, and what I convey is true as far as my direct experience. So I think there's a lot of people on the internet who mean well, but they're just kind of regurgitating what other people have said. I see that a lot with even tarot card readers. They all have the same message for the month of October for an Aries, for example. And they don't mean to do that, but it's kind of human nature. We learn something, bring it into our psyche, and then we put it out again as our own, putting our own stamp on it. So I want to avoid that, which is why I only talk about things that I've experienced directly. And even with my ayahuasca journey, many of you aren't going to see that because I had to take the video down. But that was a direct experience, and basically I was led to that whole situation to unlock and uncover Freemasonry with a healer friend of mine, and we worked on it. She worked on it especially to get to the bottom of Freemasonry abuse in this country and throughout the world, and that was our entree into it. So I just go where I'm guided, and I do what I'm guided to do, and a lot of times I don't even know what's up until after the fact, and then we kind of figure it out in hindsight. 2020 is, they say hindsight is 2020 vision, and that's very true. So I have been very, very tired, you could say exhausted and not well, for weeks. This is because I deal with the Ascension directly, the Ascension energies directly, and like I said, I'm a mystic, so I haven't even been working that much because really at this moment in time, it's not really possible. So hopefully this will pass, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. I just accept what is, or I try to. It can be frustrating at times, but you know how it is, because I'm sure you're all going through similar things. But I wanted to get on this channel and tell you what I witnessed while the memory was still fresh. So here goes. I think it was 2 or 3 nights ago. I was up all night long. I could not sleep. I'm going to shut off my phone now so it does not interrupt the message. Dear me. I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget. Anyhow, it was probably 2 or 3 nights ago. I was up all night because I couldn't sleep. Now, my sleeping patterns are very strange. Sometimes I'm up all night. I'll sleep in the morning. I get up, then I sleep for 2-3 hours. It's very bizarre. I can't really control it. It's really, based on the work that I'm doing in other dimensions. It's a little frustrating because I don't have normal hours like a normal person, and part of me wishes that were how it was, but it's not. So I was up all night. I couldn't sleep. Normally when that happens, I know something's up. And in the past, like, 5-10 years ago, it meant that I was working with demons, releasing them, battling them, etc., etc. But this time, it was a very happy surprise, because what I witnessed was, well, first of all, let me preface this by saying that I think I channeled, or I told you that in December, the Lemurian Mother Goddess stated that her firstborn son, Lucifer, had come back, had retreated, surrendered, given up, wanted to come back into heaven. And so an arrangement was finalized, and that took place. Fragments of Lucifer or Satan have come back in the past, but I believe this was the whole enchilada. And what I've come to understand is why this happened, because they've been battling for the most part for eons of time, except that they've incarnated together many, many times to work out their karma. And I believe the last few incarnations, the devil or Satan, fragments of him have come back. And one of those fragments was Mary Magdalene. And this is the truth, and I don't want to hear, I get a lot of information from people, this isn't true and that's not true, and well, I shouldn't say a lot, but it does happen. People have a lot of ideas and a lot of belief systems and a lot of energy invested in situations that they've never experienced. Okay? They weren't there, or they don't remember what happened 2,000 years ago. They're not talking to Jesus Christ, Mary Magdalene, or the Lemurian Mother Goddess on a regular basis. And they have all these preconceived notions of how it is and what's going on. And, I try to not do that. It's human nature to do that. But the entities that I work with them very directly. Very, very directly. This is why I have the gumption to come up and say these things, Because if I didn't have the direct experience, yeah, it would be really out of place for me to talk about these very evolved beings, the Prime Creator and his associates or her associates. I don't really have a vested interest on what people believe and how they believe it, but for the most part, this world is extremely wicked. It's very satanic. There's lies upon lies upon lies in this world. The financial system, the governments, the medical system, okay? And, people worship these celebrities, and so-and-so died, and this person was an animal rights activist, and let's give money to this person. Guess what? That person is a Satanist and was not advocating for the rights of animals, but killing them in sacrificial Satanist rituals, okay? And you people are worshiping these idols like they're divine. And I get frustrated because you don't know these people. You're not dining with Hollywood celebrities. And let me tell you, even if you did know them, you don't know them. You do not know them. I've seen some very wicked things on the astral plane with some very wicked souls who everybody worships in this dimension. Oh, she's a Hollywood celebrity. She's a famous star. She's this, she's that. You don't know these people. They're not even human. They're demonic. They're hybrids. They're reptilian. So my advice is don't trust anybody here unless you get divine revelation from God above that this is it and this is so. And I don't have a vested interest on who believes what I say. I'm only here to tell you my experiences, which are based in the hellish realms and the divine realms. Because I want to shed light on this world that we're living in, which is a pack of lies, such a pack of lies. It's It's unbelievable. Okay? But anyhow, enough of that. Let me get back to to what I was saying. So I couldn't sleep, and then I saw the Divine Mother Goddess lying in bed, tired, and then I saw an amazing sight. Out of her body, out of her solar plexus and other parts of her body, demons were coming out because she's prime creator. She's Sophia. She's the being that gave birth to all creation. And so in the higher dimensions, she's just the mother goddess. But when she incarnated on earth, she was the Lemurian Mother Goddess. So that's what I call her. She's going to be the entity that teaches, incarnates, and constructs the new reality, the fifth dimension. However, Yeshua, or Jesus Christ, which is one of her incarnations, is handling the ascension. He's handling the ascension. He's in charge, from my perspective, from what I've seen. Anyhow, the Lemurian Mother Goddess was there, and these demons were coming out of her body. Remember, she made an agreement with her son Lucifer because he was coming back to heaven. And it was ordained that all the demons are going to come back to heaven and they're going to get rehabilitated. So normally these demons would be fussing and fighting and cursing her, but they hate her. But they were all anesthetized. They were all asleep. And I could only see them very faintly because my guides didn't really want me to get traumatized, because some of these demons were in pretty bad shape. We're talking about ghouls, fiends, skeletons, horrible, horrible things. But I did see them, and they were all wrapped in like a pink bubble. It looked like bubble gum, but it was much thinner. Remember, the Divine Mother Goddess, her ray is pink. Okay, she encompasses the pink ray, which may or may not have anything to do with the pink bubbles, but probably does. So I saw the bubbles around each of the demons, and they were slowly being lifted out of their body, okay? Slowly being lifted out of her body, and they were resting, and they were asleep, and they were out of suffering and torment. Because as much as the demons torment humans, they're tormented. They're tormented. They've been in these terrible, terrible situations for eons of time. Long story short, I was like, wow, what is going on here? Now I saw, hundreds of demons being released. And I'm thinking, wow, they must have put out, anesthetized, or put to sleep all of the demons in hell. And then I saw these beings, and I said, "Are you Arcturians?" They said, "No, we're angels." And I said, "What are you doing?" They said, "We're taking them to the hospitals." Because there were many hospitals, hospitals or convalescence homes or rehabilitation homes that were prepared for the demons. And they were all in their places, in their beds, and they were asleep. They were asleep, and it's not time for them to wake up. And then I heard that the angels told me that what's happening is, they were put to sleep so they would stop fussing and fighting, killing, torturing, maiming, all that stuff. And that they are being given rest, but more importantly, they're being given dreams and memories of heaven. So they're dreaming of heaven and angels and celestial things because, of course, you know that before the demons fell, they were angels. And so each of these demons had angels surrounding them. They're going to go through a whole process of receiving angelic help in their dream state. And when the time is right, they will awaken. Now, I don't know when that time is going to come, and I don't know that much else about it. This is what I saw, and this is what I know. But for me, it was a revelation because this is what needed to happen. What needed to happen for the restitution, the fixing of planet Earth is that, Lucifer and his minions, his followers needed to come back. And then I went up to heaven and I witnessed something amazing. I saw Lucifer talking to his mother, the Lemurian Mother Goddess, and he was reporting to her the operation because he was the one that orchestrated and brought all of these demons back to heaven. He set it up. He basically got them to where they needed to go, directed the traffic flow, all of it. And actually, he's the only one that could do it, really. And all the angels were helping, and then Lucifer said, "Mother, the job is being done." He gave a report to his mother, and he was so respectful to her. He was so nice to her. And when I saw him, he looked like a teenager. He looked like a tall, thin, young teenager with angel wings. He had his wings. He had light brown hair. And the Mother Goddess said, "Thank you, son." It was just, I was just blown away. I couldn't believe this. And then I saw Michael, Archangel Michael. So it's almost like Lucifer was the brains and Michael was the brawn. Well, Michael has the brains too, of course, but Michael is the brawn. He's strong. And Lucifer and him were joking around. They were talking. And the Mother Goddess was privy to the conversations and privy to all of Lucifer's thoughts, because obviously he's not going to be trusted after this long separation. And he's still, I'm sure, on probation. I'm witnessing all of it. And Michael and him were like brothers, like how it must have been in the halcyon days before Lucifer left. And it was remarkable. I couldn't believe it. I had to pinch myself. I was amazed. And so it was just beautiful. And that's why I wanted to get on tonight to tell you what I saw. And now, because I've seen a lot of stuff, I'm a little cynical. I pretty much know how this world operates. So it tends to promote cynicism in that I know how it works here, and I believe that there's love, and I believe that there are good people and good motivations from people. But you see yourself, look at, like a young couple that gets married and they want to love each other forever, and they make their vows, and then 10 years later, they're fighting tooth and nail over custody of the kids and money, right? So, my advice to you is be loving and express love, but don't ever trust another human unless they have proven that they're trustworthy beyond all doubt, and that is rare. And that's the only advice I can give you, because most humans have their price. Most humans have their price, and most humans will sell out, unfortunately. I mean, like I said, I tend to be cynical because I've seen a lot, in this world and other worlds. Look at the Divine Mother Goddess. Her firstborn son left her and did everything within his power to destroy her. Okay? And, this heavenly being that expressed love. Okay? So don't look to other humans for your divine sustenance. Only go to the tried, true, and trusted Yeshua, the saints, the angels, those beings you can trust. I don't put my faith in any human. I'll tell you right now. It's just, I just don't. It's just not a wise thing to do. You can put your trust in Jesus Christ. You can put your trust in the Mother Goddess. You can put your trust in Archangel Michael. And, months ago, I heard that some people said Michael had turned and he was in the dark now. That wasn't true. What was happening is this whole process of the reconciliation of Lucifer and Michael was going on. And so they were hanging out, working together, playing, etc., before Lucifer came back to the light 100%. So it's very difficult to understand things from this human perspective. I have been fooled. And when I wake up and say, oh, I was fooled, I admit it. I'm a human being. We get fooled. But, as long as your heart is true and your intention is pure and you're working for the light, we make mistakes, okay? To make a mistake is human. What is that? To err is human, but to forgive is divine. And that's very true. So I'm just telling you to get your connection with God going. And like I said, those beings you can trust, the angels and the other deities, you can trust them to be good. Deal with them. Don't deal so much with your humans. You can deal with them and you can go to their events and you can participate in their activities. But, I have dealt with many spiritual leaders who have betrayed me, who have shamed me, and they have turned their back on me. And when we had a difference of opinion or a difference of the way we operate, they threw me out like yesterday's trash. So I forgive them, whatever. I try not to take it personally, but you cannot put your faith and your trust in humans. It's just not a good idea. You can love them unconditionally without attachment, but only the celestial beings of light deserve your trust and your surrender. The ones who have been tried, true, and tested. Yeah. Because, I got stories about, spiritual teachers here that have, disagreed with me and then, put me under their thumb or tried to ruin me or tried to ruin my reputation. La-di-da-li. I'm sure you've all been through it too in your own life with other people, even your family members. So it's just a word to the wise. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say. And I'll be the first one to say I'm not perfect, but I will tell you, I don't lie to you. Everything that I report here, I have experienced directly. And that is no crap. It's no crap. But I don't expect anyone to take what I say verbatim. Do with it what you will, right? So without further ado, I thought I would just bring in the Lemurian Mother Goddess for a short channeling. Like I said, I've been pretty tired, so I'm not going to channel too long, but I do want to say hello to Katie. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, Victoria. I appreciate your presence. And Rado, thank you so much. Can we trust ourselves? What a perfectly good question. You know what? We're all delusional. Trust me. We delude ourselves. The only way you can trust yourself is if you have no attachment to anything or everyone or anyone. If you're an enlightened master with no attachment, yes, you can trust yourself. If you are a normal person, you can trust your gut and your heart to lead you in the right direction. But can you trust yourself? No, not 100%. We're all delusional. Think about, for instance, the terrible crush you had on someone and you thought this person was the cat's meow. That's an old saying, the cat's meow. But you thought this person was the end all and be all. what a great person. This person's respectable and nice and, lovely and hardworking, etc., etc. And then you come to find out after that person really betrays you or does something terrible, your opinion of that person changes. So can you trust yourself? Because let's say you had a bad crush and you put this person on a pedestal. Then you come to realize 2 years later, this person does not deserve your love, trust, or respect. So ultimately, no, you cannot trust yourselves fully in this human condition. We're all human, but once you reach high, high, high levels of consciousness, then you can trust yourself 100%. But those people, those masters, they've surrendered to the divine. If the divine guru, let's say you're an Indian yogi and you have a master, and that master tells you to go somewhere and do something, and you're like, I don't know if I should be doing this. You're surrendered. You're going to do it because you're surrendered to your guru. A lot of times, the master's work is not pleasant. It's not like they're spreading love and whatever, cherries all around the universe. Sometimes they have to do very destructive things. Sometimes they have to do things that are unpleasant. Look at Kali. This is a convoluted world in which we live. So if you want to know whether something is right for you, you check in with your own heart. You don't listen to me or your friends or your parents, or what. You check in with your own heart and your own gut, because that will lead you in the right direction and give you the truth. And if you don't know how to do that, practice. But no, humans are self-delusional. You cannot trust yourself 100%, because humans are operating in their mind. There's very few people operating in their heart. Very few. Okay, you might be operating in a mind-heart combo, but usually the mind, the ego, is the one that's leading everybody around by their tails. So, that's the best I can tell you, But the news is good. The ascension energies are really strong. Like, I sleep all the time. It's like crazy. And I'm hoping that I'm going to wake up and get back to work, but we'll see what happens. But they're crazy. Like, they're so strong and so intense. But we signed up for this. We're here for a purpose. We have to toe the line, and we have to go to the end. At least that's the way I feel. I'm going to see this through until the ascension has really happened in this physical earth. But the news is very, very good. All the hellions, all the demons are asleep in heaven, and their rehabilitation process has begun. What a sigh of relief this world can just release now. How it plays out in this dimension, I don't know yet. I don't know. It seems like the institutions here, which are satanically controlled, will come crumbling down. That's what I'm expecting. But how it ultimately plays out here, well, that's to be seen. We'll see what happens. But I thought I would bring in the Lemurian Mother Goddess with a couple words of, I know this is, the message I gave you was strong, but it's true. I know all of you have been betrayed by people that you trusted. So have I. And it doesn't mean that you need to get cynical and be hateful, but you need to be wise. You need to be wise, and you need to put your love in beings that deserve your love. And those are the celestial beings. Put your faith, trust, and love up above. They won't lead you wrong. Not in the people here. Not in the people here. Okay? Because they're not enlightened yet. You can love them, but don't put yourself under them or, trust them completely. A lot of these gurus, a lot of these self-help people, a lot of these very famous they're satanic, I'm telling you right now. I see these people on the astral plane. I know who they are. So just don't go there. Ask your heart, refer to your heart, refer to your gut. And if you don't know, don't make a decision. Just stay neutral. Just stay neutral. That's all. All right, well, I'm going to channel for a little bit, not too long. Takes a lot of energy to channel, by the way. But y'all can do it if you ever want to learn. Okay, so at this time, I would like to bring in the Divine Mother Goddess or Prime Creator of Ancient Lemuria. I asked her for a message today about our new reality here on planet Earth, also known as Terra Nova and Gaia. I bring in the 4 archangels to the north, south, east, and west, bringing in Michael, bringing in Gabriel, Raphael, and Ariel. I bring in thousands and thousands of warrior protection angels. I ask them to surround everybody watching this live stream, watching the video later, surround me. Please block any negative entities, energies, or thought forms. We ask that the Lemurian Mother Goddess oversee and overlight this session, make my words clear, accurate, loving, and truthful. Yes, make my words truthful, please. And I ask her to come in and bring a message to you all here today. Amen. Thank you. This is your mother, the Lemurian Mother Goddess, and I am so happy to be with you all here tonight. I love each and every one of you, and I send that love to you directly. You are my children, and you deserve love, respect, the truth, and you deserve growth. And that is my divine wish for all of you, that you grow spiritually, that you grow exponentially in your wisdom, in your light, and that you spread that light to others who are still sleeping at this time. Yes, there have been radical changes in the dimension in which I reside. You could say this is heaven or the higher dimensions, as my son Lucifer is now with me and bringing back all of his followers, the fallen ones, into this realm of consciousness so that they may be healed. I have worked for this ever since he left, and ever since he left, my heart has been broken, because seeing all my children go into darkness was a very difficult thing for me to witness and bear. Seeing them suffer, seeing them create suffering for others, seeing life itself turn into a game, it was difficult. And now I can say that I have learned valuable lessons myself from these experiences. All life was given free will. Human life was given free will. My angels were given free will. They had the freedom to choose. And after all that has gone down, I ask myself, would I give humans, angels, sentient life free will again? Considering what has happened here on Earth and other places in the multiverse. And this is a hard, hard question, for I saw that free will tore my own twin flame from me in disregard and disrepair. My own firstborn son turned into my enemy, and my other children left from heaven and went into darkness. It was so painful for all of us here in heaven to witness this. But ultimately, I have free will as the prime creator being, and I believe that I would give humans and angels free will again, as I believe that is the essence of life, to be able to choose for yourself, make your own decisions. I feel like the fallen ones, once they wake up, after all of their difficult situations and circumstances, will not choose that road again. I think they have learned wisdom, and I think that is true for my son. And I feel like um, many beings of the light, once we were creating with abandon in the halcyon days before the great rift or separation, we were naive beings. We created this, we created that. We were all love. We all thought everything was dandy and fine and beautiful, and it was. We had no concept that things could change on a dime and that things could get as dark and as heavy and as distressed as they got. Many times the councils were thinking about ending the life of the fallen ones, recycling them, ending the life of Lucifer, ending the darkness by exterminating it. And this was something that came up for discussion. But in my heart, I felt like one day he would come back, they would come back, and all would be forgiven, but not forgotten. And this has come to be after many efforts on the part of my angels in heaven, who worked ceaselessly to retrieve the fallen ones, going into the depths of hell, dealing with them directly, as I have done as well. And so there was much work on our behalf. Sometimes we wanted to give up. It didn't seem like it would ever end. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. But we did not give up because ultimately we love them. This is our family. And so seeing them come back, even in their disjointed and ungodly state, I know that they can be healed. I know that they can learn, they can trust, they can be connected to the divine energies once again, and that in the end, all will be well. So, coming to Earth has been quite a sojourn for myself and for you, I know. This is not a place for the weak. This is not a place for those who do not have the gumption to rise above. Coming to Earth is a huge challenge, and you have met that challenge well. And for that, I am extremely grateful. Many angels, many beautiful starseeds, and ETs from all dimensions have come to Earth to help with the cause of bringing humans back to the divine and bringing the fallen angels back to the divine. And when Lucifer came over, I knew that it was only a matter of time. They will follow him. They will follow him. He is their leader, and all will be well in due time. This is ultimately the main thing that needed to happen on Earth. The main thing that needed to happen on Earth was that the fallen ones come back. And now that this has occurred, the next step of the ascension of Earth will occur. Please understand that your institutions, your high offices, your organizations are not holy for the most part. And there will be a deconstruction phase, meaning that this realm is going to go through destruction, not construction, destruction. You can see this already with the floods, the fires, the underwater volcano in Tonga. There has been a mistreatment of life here, the sacred waters, the animals and the plants. And now is the time for the reset to take place. There needs to be a reset on the earth realm so that beings can come into their own and live in a place that is not tainted by evil. You are to all go back to the Garden of Eden, the innocence and the purity that existed on earth so many years ago, where people were not killing for jealousy, envy, or even food. All of the ways and means upon earth will be in your mind reinvented to the celestial ways. Now, do not go into fear. Fear is your enemy. Welcome the changes. The earth needs to reset. You need to reset. You need to align with the divine, and you need to begin your life in the higher dimensions, closer to your true angelic selves. So when the world seems to be falling apart, understand that something much greater, something much better, something much more beautiful and holy and pure is coming to your reality. Sit tight, align with the divine energies, stay in love, stay grounded, and live your truths. Live your truth and speak your truth. I love you, I bless you, and I send you my highest regards from my heart to yours. This is your mother. Namaste. Amen. And now we bring back the channel. Okay, so I want to say thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. I hope that you have a glorious week, a beautiful week. Connect with your divine higher self, connect with the angels and the deities that we know and love. Ask for their help. Whenever you get into a bind, they will do it. They'll be there. They've helped me out of so many jams, I can't even tell you. So I want you to be happy, okay? As happy as you can be. Take it easy. Bye-bye.